Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
Last night somebody wrote in and said, my 9-year-old who has ADHD and PTSD and is on the spectrum is having such a hard time. We've missed almost a month of school due to Christmas break, snow days, and COVID. The slack of routine, and I love that, the slack of the routine has sent him into a spiral. We're talking meltdowns at least every couple of hours, repeating the same sentences over and over and over again. We're working with a psychiatric nurse practitioner to get him further help. We're trying occupational therapy for sensory overload. He's also on a blood pressure lowering medication that's supposed to help with sleep since he's up multiple times a night. We are also working on getting an official diagnosis. He sees a really good therapist, but that also has been thrown out of whack due to the holidays and sickness. He lives with me, his stepdad, and our 4 other kids. I'm the only one who can remain patient and calm during his meltdowns. I'm exhausted. I'm grieving. I'm worried this is ruining my marriage. First of all, you know me, I want to give this mom a ginormous hug.
Yeah.
And my heart is aching. But here's the thing. I just don't feel like this is all that uncommon right now. I think there's a bunch of parents who are right on this page right now for a lot of the same reasons. So help us, Dr. Granpeesheh.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you're right, Shannon. I hear a lot from parents right now that they are struggling, that their things, there's regression of some type or another, that their kids are either depressed or anxious, and as we know, our kids really depend on their routines. I mean, that's what kind of keeps them going, and because of their routines, they sort of know what's coming next. And when the routine has been changed, and it's also, this is kind of also one of those things that I was kind of concerned about in the beginning of COVID, which is, children in general, and more so with those on the spectrum, they sense how their parents feel as well. And, we all feel pretty, I guess, tired of all of this. We feel a little overwhelmed. We feel afraid. There's been a lot of fear over the last couple of years, and everybody is sort of self-isolating, and we're kind of getting fed up with isolating, and it's just becoming very difficult for everyone because it's dragged on so long. We are social beings, right? And this sort of life is just very, very difficult for a lot of people. So it isn't uncommon. And I want to just tell you, don't give up hope. I know it's easy, much, much easier said than done, but it's kind of time to start all over again. Let's put it that way. It's kind of like, it's house cleaning. You're gonna start all over again, and maybe this time, look at it this way, there might be some benefit to it, because every time you start over, you'll look at all the different things that exist and that you have to do, right? You'll reevaluate the situation in a different way. I'm actually, Shannon, yesterday I worked on kind of the chapters that I want to write in this new book, and it starts with kind of getting your village together, or getting the people, your resources together. And that's, I think, where you need to start. I think it's really important to sit down with your family, with the other 4 children and your husband, and whoever else you might have as a support system, and say, I need help. We need to figure this out. I can't do this on my own, and I need help. And whether it's, 5 minutes a week or 5 hours a week, whatever it is, I need help. And you guys are part of my family, and we all kind of need to deal with this together. And I want to extend that as much as possible past the immediate family to brothers, sisters you may have, others in your immediate family, or even even past the family and friends to providers. And so you want to gather all the folks that you know who care about how your son is doing. And these could include ABA therapists, could include speech paths, excuse me, occupational therapists, his physician, whoever it is. First get the immediate support group together, and then get the larger support group together, the larger provision of service group. And just make it known to everyone that what's going on, exactly what you wrote for us. Things are falling apart. We need to figure things out. I need help figuring things out. Now you have your support system, and they are going to help you in two ways. One is they will sit around, those who are adults and can give feedback, and will help you figure out all the things your son needs. So they'll just talk to you like your husband, involve him in the situation. He might be interested in helping. And what do we need? Do we need medication? Do we need dietary change? Do we need to remove the burden right now of school? Do we need to reduce the demands on him right now? A lot of times when my kids are going through a tough phase, I will start by just reducing demands and making, isn't that what you would do for yourself? If you're going through a tough phase, you readjust and start paying attention to the fact that, oh, I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not eating well enough, or I'm not doing this, that, and the other thing, and you start fixing those things. So basically, have your team help you, and talk to people, get them to help you, and you'll figure out, okay, we need to reduce the demands. So maybe I'll talk to his school and I'll figure out a way to accommodate further so that he doesn't have to do these various things. He doesn't have any really rewarding activities in his life. So let's put that in his routine. Like, what are the things he likes? Maybe I'll go back to, I don't know, VR games or things that he used to do that he doesn't do anymore that might be very helpful to him. Maybe we need to, as a family, go to the park more often, or go for a hike, or do stuff that's outdoors and so on. Maybe we can do so you fill it more with positive and rewarding activities, and try to reduce some of the things that are negative and burdening at the moment. Later on, you're going to gradually work to readjust, but right now seems to be an extremely tough period of time. You also need to then go to your physician who you're working with and say, I need medical help. I need medical help. I need medication that's going to help him, not lose it every 2 hours or so. I need something that's going to help him be a little bit calmer. And maybe his sleep is impacted, something that'll help him with that, whatever it is. So really what you're doing is you're kind of just starting from scratch, and you're saying, okay, we need medication to help with some of these meltdowns, and we need a different type of environment and different program to help him get through this time. I always say, you have to increase reinforcers. I mean, one of the things that happens with our kids is they get into a cycle of challenging behavior, and we don't realize that it's a kind of a self-fulfilling destructive cycle where they're doing a challenging behavior and we're mad at them. So now they've lost all rewards. So their challenging behavior increases. You really need to stop those types of cycles and give him ways to get rewards. And I'm not saying to reward him when he acts out, not at all. I'm saying kind of antecedent control. Try to make the environment much more pleasant to begin with, and try to give him things in the environment that are easy for him to accomplish, things that would earn him rewards, things that are rewarding in and of themselves. And you're basically, by doing that, you're kind of creating a much more Zen environment for him, right? A much more pleasant environment for him. And then with the help of some medication, you will get through this period of time. But I'm always, when I hear a parent who writes with such desperation, I'm always worried about you just as much as the child, even more so, because a lot of times as parents, we put so much on ourselves and we don't even ask the other people around us for help. So you need to ask for help. You need to get more people involved in this plan.
Thank you so much for all of that, Dr. Granpeesheh. I feel like there is a communal hitting of the wall today. That, and what's ironic for me is that we went through this almost exactly 2 years ago, where we started out and we were like, okay, we're all going to be home for 2 weeks. And then it was, okay, well, I guess we're going to be home for 3 weeks. And we all sort of hit the wall together and went, oh crap, I think we're going to be home for a little while. I hope that's not the case this time. I hope we're not going to be in this period of time for much longer. But, the minute that school started to shut down again, I just felt all these parents go, oh my gosh, it's the slow slide into the ocean again. And the kids are past it. The kids are just absolutely past it. But the parents, our capacity to cope, everyone I'm talking to is like, oh man, I just don't know if I can do this again. But I love everything that you said. And I think that, the first thing that you said, which is, maybe it's time to relook at everything. Because I think of it as just throwing away the rule book. We still try to keep that semblance of we're keeping it all together. And maybe it's time for all of us to go, no, I'm not keeping it together right now. So, this is the only Tuesday, January 18th that we're 2022 we're ever going to get. So what could we do today? Asking ourselves that question about what would be fun today if we let go of everything else, what, and what can I do? Not focusing on all the things that I can't do. Because, but I especially love everything that you said about getting that support, because the idea that we think we can do this by ourselves, it's a form of lunacy that people are forcing on us. This whole idea that when school said, oh, okay, well now educate them at home.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. It's like already you have so much on your plate as the parent of an autistic child, and now worrying about their educational situation and having them like sit hours and hours in front of Zoom. It's ludicrous.
It is. And we learned a lot last time that for most of our kids that doesn't work. So don't even try. I understand that we're all concerned about the time that our kids have lost for instruction, but we will come out of this again. We've come out of it once. We're going to come out of it again. There will be ways, and it's the school's responsibility to educate them. You'll figure it out later on. Take care of today.
That's right.
Bless your heart, sending you a hug. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.